Videos have appeared on the web purporting to show English-speaking foreigners in Ukraine's army uniform in the port city of Mariupol.
Стоп, подождите, скажите, что это?
On my face, please.
Now, this man was caught on camera as a journalist trying to question him on the situation in the city shortly after it was shelled. And here's another video.
Maybe explode, maybe not, so blow up in situ.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, the description under that video claims that the person in uniform seen at the start of the clip is American. However, I should say there is no proof that that is definitely the case. The details of the patch on his shoulder, they are indistinguishable, and the man's facial features cannot be made out. Other videos have previously emerged, those showing foreigners among the ranks of the Ukrainian National Guard, which is made up of volunteer troops. To discuss this further, I'm joined live now by Nebojsa Malic, Foreign Affairs Analyst. Welcome. I mean, you'll have had a chance to look at that video by now. What's your personal opinion on this? Do you think that there are Westerners, shall we put it, some discrepancies over definite identities, but Westerners fighting on the side of the Kiev forces?
Absolutely. I think the clips prove it beyond reasonable doubt. In fact, to me, the accent of the "get out of my face" man seemed very much military American. People have said maybe Canadian, maybe British. I don't think it's British. It could theoretically be Canadian, but it sounds to me like American military. This is perfectly in line with mainstream NATO policy of intervening in Ukraine, providing ammunition, weapons, and even advisors to the Kiev junta. Just this morning, the Bosnian defense minister resigned over pressure to sell weapons to the Kiev government and ammunition. So again, we've got this concerted effort in the West to aid the junta's repression of the population in the East, combined with this propaganda war, basically blaming everything on this phantom Russian invasion for which no evidence has ever been produced.
I mean, if we were talking English or American soldiers fighting out in Ukraine for Kiev, where would they have come from? I mean, we've heard in the past claims of Western private military companies being involved. They are just claims, but is that the most likely scenario, do you think?
I would imagine so. I mean, consider that U.S. advisors were working with the Croatians back in the 1990s, and that the Kiev government has repeatedly invoked this precedent as something they would like to see there. And consider persistent rumors that have never been conclusively proven or disproven that former Blackwater, now I believe calling itself Academy, has been involved exactly in that particular area from Odessa to Mariupol. I wouldn't be surprised in the least that these were mercenaries.
Just briefly, I mean, you do hear stories, I've personally heard stories such as this. Why do you think we're not seeing substantial proof, though, if that is the case?
Well, it depends on whether these people are engaged in combat activities. Up until now, up until very recently, Mariupol hasn't been a combat zone, not after the September ceasefire, and all of a sudden now it is. And you have these people basically caught in the open and obviously having some very poor operational security practices. Otherwise, nobody would have ever spoken English to a local TV reporter if they were trying to keep a secret. And this man obviously blurted out his emotions. So I'm guessing mercenaries, I'm guessing in a sort of an advisory guidance role as opposed to a combat role, leaving that to various Western volunteers who join the volunteer battalions out of some personal Nazi sympathies. But this is strictly professional.
Interesting to hear your thoughts. Thanks so much for coming on RT. Nebojsa Malic, Foreign Affairs expert there, speaking to us.